Okay, in chapter 4, we went over the physical properties of water. In section 1.4, I learned that a covalent bond is a shared pair of electrons, whereas polar molecules are water molecules with opposite charges, and the molecule is electrically unbalanced. And hydrogen bonds are molecules that bond between their positively and negatively charged ends. In section 4.2, found that atoms and molecules are always in motion. The colder a substance is, the slower the motion of its atoms and molecules, and the warmer a substance is, the faster its atoms and molecules move in motion, or are in motion. Temperature is, as most of us know, measured in Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. I thought it was kind of interesting that we have all three, but we in the U.S. really only use Fahrenheit, and I don't know of many other places that use Kelvin. Then I found that temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy, and heat is a measure of the total amount of kinetic energy, which I didn't know that. And then in section 4.3, found that pure water is fresh water without suspended particles or dissolved substances. Changes of state of water, so from a liquid to a solid to a gas, are due to the addition or loss of heat, which most of us knew, but it was cool to read more in depth about it, I guess. And I found that 1 gram of liquid water requires 1 calorie of heat to raise its temperature 1 degree Celsius. Then I found that latent heat of evaporation is the heat needed for a change between the liquid and vapor states of water. And then latent heat of fusion is the heat necessary to change the state of water between solid and liquid form. In section 4.4, I found that specific heat is the amount of heat required to produce a unit of change in temperature and a unit of mass of material. And then heat capacity is the amount of heat required to produce a unit change in temperature of a material. So there's just a little bit of difference between the two, but not much, which I didn't know. And then I learned the different conversions from grams to calories of water, just that there was like a whole chart of those, so I thought that was cool. The book provides that for us. And then in section 4.5,